are going to take a look at sponsorships in Anchor. I got one yesterday that I recorded, and I got one today via Anchor voice messages, which is actually pretty cool. So basically what happens is you can ask your listeners to leave feedback on your podcast. In the show notes of your episode, it'll automatically leave a link that'll take it to an external website in order for your guests to leave a comment. Here's how you can utilize that to your advantage. For example, you can announce, all right, so this Friday I have an episode that's going to be published. Next Friday I have another episode. You can promote early the upcoming episode, and you can start to get feedback from the audience before you actually record the episode. And you can turn around and get on Facebook and leave a poll with a particular question for yourself, the host, and your guests to answer. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to actually set up the audio message. Now, I did this yesterday, so a lot of this stuff I'm going to move through quickly. Just kind of watch that video on how to actually set up a sponsorship ad in Anchor. So the first thing first, you want to go and you want to read the details about this ad. Now, this is a pre-roll or mid-roll requirement. So it's not a post-roll. Don't put it at the end of your show. Make sure it's either beginning or somewhere in the middle. Just kind of read everything. Like I said, I already read it, so I know what it's about. Take your script. Actually, let's go to tips before we do anything. And this basically tells you to, be yourself, promote it, familiarize yourself with it, yada, yada, yada. But your script, you want to look at this in detail. Now, I like to copy my script and then move it over to a Word document so then I can come in here and type in the actual name of my podcast. And we'll talk about that when we get to it. But that's just one of the things that we can actually do. So you go back to the website, but you want to set up a few things. If you choose to record directly to Anchor itself and use their background music, you want to make sure you're using an external microphone. I'm using the Yeti Blue mic, or the Blue Yeti. It's actually blue, but anyway, and you can hit start recording. Now, when you first click on it, it's going to ask you to allow your microphone to be able to be used through the internet browser. But again, we're going to upload an ad outside of Anchor and add our own background music. Okay, now this is going to be a long-term ad, if you will. So make sure you pick something that actually is upbeat, uplifting, and it gets your listeners involved. So obviously we're going to go to Anchor. We're going to, let me close this out. We're going to record the actual episode. Now I'm going to hit record first, then jump over to the Word document and actually read the script as is. Now I'm going to go ahead and step away from this real quick. That way I'm not on here for 20 something minutes recording and editing this actual commercial or this actual ad. So I'll be back, and I look forward to seeing you guys shortly. All right, so I went ahead and recorded the entire script in sections. That's what these black things are, black lines, which means the audio is split. So I went ahead and recorded the entire thing. And right now, as is, it is 1 minute and 8 seconds, or a little over 1 minute and 8 seconds. I want you guys to remember that number, because when I come back, I'm going to show you how much time I cut off of that by cutting out the dead space. So again, I'll be right back in a New York second. All right, I am back, and we are looking at about 45 seconds. We went from 1 minute to 45 seconds on this commercial. Now I can, and I think I will, I'm going to come in here and tighten this up a little bit more. I saw a spot where I can actually take some stuff out right in here. Delete that. Come in. I'm going to go ahead and delete a little bit of there. A little bit more of this. Just to tighten it up just a hair. Right in here. Just a little bit. questions you may have for me. What do you think of this episode? What do you think of the topic? All right. So got that tightened up. Let's see if I. All right. So that's about it. So I'm right at about 45.5 seconds. Correction, 44.5 seconds with this commercial. Now I'm gonna go pick some cool music, some like upbeat music to add to this, and I'll do all the editing behind the scenes, and then we'll go back and upload this to the Anchor thing, and we'll add it to all of our shows. So I look forward to coming back in a New York minute, I think. All right, I'm back. So I went ahead and I completed the entire commercial, and everything is edited, and it looks pretty good. Sounds good. I like the way it sounds. I'm not going to let you hear it. Yeah, I'm not going to let you hear it. But everything's ready to go. Now I'm going to export this. I already saved it as a project, and I want to export it now as an MP3. And when doing so, you want to do something. I normally take everything out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually try to add the artist's name. So I'm going to go back to the web page in which I pulled everything from. Oops. And try to add his name. So track name it's this song right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that. And put that in there. And the artist name, let me see if I can find that. Let's see. Lakey Inspired. Put that in the artist name. Album title. There's no album title for him, but I'm going to go ahead and add this to my season 2 that I'm doing. No track number, year 2009, no genre. And I'm going to go back and look at the internet real quick and see if I can pull anything else. I'm going to put that in there. Put that in there. I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to put, let's see, just to have it. The more metadata, the better. Oops. All right. So put that in there, and I'm going to go ahead and hit export. So now I have it exporting as an MP3 file. Now I'm going to go back to Anchor, and I'm going to upload an ad like we did on the other one. I'm going to go find my folder, preview it. Hey, dear podcast listeners, you want to share your opinion, give feedback, or tell me? All right, choose it. Submit it. And I'm going to hit OK. So now I got all 3 of my sponsorships up, recorded, ready to go. I'm having an issue with this one right now. For some reason, Anchor is not putting it in the mid-row whenever I build episodes. So I already have a ticket out for that. Hopefully they can get that fixed pretty soon so it can work properly. And I did not, most of my ads most of my shows right now do not have a spot for a third sponsorship or a third ad. But the one that I'm going to post Friday will. So I'm going to go up here real quick, go to my episodes. I'm going to go find this one that's already scheduled to publish, edit audio, and I'm going to go to the bottom and I'm going to add another sponsorship. And it added it right in the front. So it could be a pre-roll or a mid-roll. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at the beginning, and I'm going to hit save. All right, now remember, don't go and just not check everything. Just check to make sure everything is set up correctly. Again, I have a structure: commercial, ad, intro, part 1 of the conversation, a transition, and then my commercial break A to commercial break B is my mid-row section. And then this Tamika mission trip ad is another ad that I personally added to the show. Then I have the second part of our content, and then I have the outro. So make sure everything is still in order. Go back to your episodes. Now, as you can tell, it did not reschedule. So I'm going to go back and click on there. Click edit here. And again, make sure your album artwork is uploaded for that particular episode if you decide to change it. And then select the date and the time that you want your podcast to post. Again, mine is on Fridays at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I will confirm that. Again, make sure your season's there, episode number, full content, clean. Obviously, I'm Christian, so it's going to be clean content. And I'm going to schedule this again. And then I'll be on my way to having a third sponsorship in my episode. So there you have it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I look forward to making another video to help you out in the future with your podcasting. Thank you.